event, and thank you so much for your session. So I'd like to just highlight, yeah. So let me introduce Mr. Frank Falvey. He's MVP in M365 Copilot with 20 plus years of experience in tech, and he's also passionate about technology like Microsoft Azure, machine learning, IoT, and AI. So his topic is Microsoft Agentic AI Framework overview and live agent demos. So Frank, over to you, and you can share your presentation, and we can start it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
I'll just start the slideshow there. Um,
yeah,
Welcome everybody to this great session. Um, you see my screen there?
yeah. We can see the screen.
Yeah. So the topic today is Microsoft Agentic AI Framework, and I have a good few slides, so I'm not going to really make it complicated. It might sound as though it is, but the best part will be the Microsoft Copilot chat and Copilot Studio. I'll be doing a live demo on each one of those, and you'll see how actually easy Microsoft has made all this stuff when we're talking about AI. So just a little bit about me there. I'm a Microsoft MVP in the M365 Copilot, um, and I'm also an MCT, Microsoft Certified Trainer, M365 Copilot Specialist. I also host a weekly show called the Azure and AI Show, where we have lots of different guests from all over the world come and share their thoughts with us. I am also one of the founders of Journey to the Cloud. That's a monthly show, and we have a lot of guests from all over the world on that one as well. And you can see some of the certifications there I picked up along the way. And AI Fundamentals, Azure Administrator, and Solutions Architect. So we move ahead. This is one slide I just put up there because there seemed to be a lot of kind of confusion, about Gen AI and traditional AI. So, people are kind of confused, like, what is Gen AI? And then there's AI. So, like, Gen AI is like ChatGPT, where you can give a prompt and you can get it to write a document or an article, or you can get it to make images or even videos. So that's Gen AI. And I kind of tend to kind of say, like, look at the Gen part, it's generating stuff for you, So whereas the traditional AI, it's like, a chatbot, it's just put together and it just does the same things all the time. And this one, I suppose in today's terms, you hear a lot about autonomous vehicles, So like it's a kind of full AI, So I have a slide on the autonomous vehicle coming up, and that will kind of explain a bit more. Whereas the Gen AI, you can kind of put whatever text you put in or wherever, everything is changing. So will you just move on to the next one? This is the one I'm talking about, agentic AI in driverless cars. So like there's problems like, as you can see, navigating through complex traffic situations autonomously. It's there, you can't just like drive along the road and expect, can I ask a question of a human, like what color is that light up there? Can't. It's autonomous, no changes. That's it. The AI just has to react in an instant to real time. So solutions offered, right, utilizing real-time decision-making algorithms, defective, obviously like, traffic lights, is it red, is it blue, is it orange, or whatever. So some of the benefits then, like improved safety and efficiency in transportation, so if you're driving along the road and somebody walks out in front of you and you're not quick enough, um, the AI would probably hit the brakes for you and stop the car, that sort of benefits and whatever. So there's another, you can see the approach there. It's constantly collecting real-time data from various sensors on the vehicle. Um, so, if something happens, they can look back over it afterwards and try and figure out what they can do, like analyzing the data and understanding different traffic patterns. Decisions, making informed driving decisions based on analysis. Execution, driving maneuvers, and real-time traffic. So, it puts it all together. And that's one real kind of an example of an agentic AI. Because a lot of people are kind of saying like agentic AI, and then there's AI agents and whatever. So I'll kind of explain a bit more about this as we go forward. So this is a basic how an AI agent works, and there's a couple of different types of them. There's an agent in the chat, and there's an agent in the Copilot Studio, and then you have the agentic one, the autonomous one that will work without any human intervention. So as you can see on the screen there, the user puts in the prompt. It goes down to the model, like you hear kind of models like LLMs, large language models. So it'll pick the appropriate model that it wants to target, and then it uses different tools like APIs, databases, websites, company data, loads of stuff there. So that's a basic kind of how an agent actually works. So some of the stuff in the framework then underneath the hood, I'm not going to make this really complicated now. It's only just basic stuff about it, right? We've got the semantic kernel, right? This is an open source project, right? Microsoft uses this one. Um, it's built intelligent AI agents and multi-agents, so you can have loads of agents controlled by one agent in a system. Um, with this enterprise-ready orchestration framework, right? The semantic kernel is a model agnostic SDK, software development kit that empowers developers to build, orchestrate, and deploy AI agents and multi-agents, whether you're building a simple chatbot or complex multi-agent workflow, the semantic kernel provides the tools you need with enterprise-grade reliability and flexibility. So you can see all the different interfaces that you can use to integrate with semantic kernel. You can use Bing or whatever browser you prefer, um, ChatGPT. You can use the Microsoft 365 Copilot. You can use a range of all different plugins that you have in your own organizations, and then the semantic kernel will work with your app then. So as I said, that's an open source one. That's one other thing with this one, it's got built-in kind of memory. So like we say if you were using one of the apps that was using the semantic kernel, and you kind of asked it what's the weather like in London tomorrow, we'd say. And next it comes back to you and it gives you the weather in we'd say Fahrenheit, and because you're in the UK, um, they use Celsius, you know. So what you could say back to the app, can you give me the weather in Celsius instead of Fahrenheit? Okay. So you close down the app and come back to it the next day, and you go in and you can ask it, what's the weather in London tomorrow? And next, all of a sudden, you get the weather and the temperature comes back in Celsius. So it actually remembers what you asked it before. So that's kind of some example of the semantic kernel. So just moving on to the next one is AutoGen. This is another open source project as well. And this is used for either uh, is part of the framework for creating multi-agent AI applications that can act autonomously or work alongside humans. So as you can see there on the left, right, just a single agent, and then over on the right-hand side, you've got multi-agents, you know, different agents talking to other different agents. Um, It could be a joint chat, or you can have a kind of hierarchical structure, whereas it could be a customer service kind of division where you have all different departments, and it might come into it'd be like if you phoned up some organization and you get on the phone and they might ask you, do you want to get onto apartment A, B, or C, or one, two, three, four, five, press three, or stay on the line, or whatever. So that's a kind of hierarchical chat sort of process that you can have there. So just moving on, options for agent development, right? So we just looked at the two there, the semantic kernel and AutoGen. So there's other ones there, like in the Azure AI agents. You got OpenAI Assistant APIs, um, Microsoft 365 Agent software development kits, Copilot Studio. So that's a kind of low code development environment for building and deploying agents. So we're actually going to look at this one. We're going to, towards the end there for the demo, I'm going to actually go into the Copilot Studio and I'm going to deploy an agent. We're going to create an agent and we're going to deploy it and we're going to ask it some questions and stuff like that. So the agent builder then as well, we're going to use this one here. That's the Microsoft Copilot chat. So we're going to use that to make a simple agent, and they're after making it so easy. If you go into this, and I'll show you how to do it, you'll be able to make your own agent in 5 minutes after me showing you what to do. And we'll just move on so to the next one. So most of this is kind of I want to kind of show you the demo part of this thing, which is more exciting, and it's every day I come back to it. There's something new. They're working on it all the time. It's so exciting. And so just the autonomous agent, how it works, right? I'll show you the kind of triggers, right? So it kind of works on a kind of circle going around, and it keeps going around until you know um so the first one on the left there, right? Integrated AI reasoning, right? It uses AI to enhance decision-making capabilities. Um, so the triggers, this one there on the top right, um, so it's like somebody sending an email from HR to the IT department to onboard somebody and joining the company. So that triggers another automated process then, right, to execute a task without a human intervention. So that could be the IT department are after getting an email as well. And what it actually does, it has the employees' details. So the IT department has an automated process that it puts the person's name in, it gives them an email address, and signs them up for all the other onboarding stuff like training and all this type of stuff. So that's all automated in the IT department. And when their process then is finished, it kind of emails out to the employee all the kind of stuff. Here's your email address, change your password, here's all the training you have to do. And all this is done without any human intervention because it's an autonomous agent at work. So the other thing there as well, right? A lot of people you might hear these days is guardrails. Okay, so like this is kind of how to keep control of the AI that it doesn't go outside the scope of your operation. So um, it adheres to guidelines to ensure safe operation. So it's not the AI is not out of control. It just does what it's meant to do, and that's it. Um, so if there is something kind of gets stuck in the process that maybe um, it can't move on to the next stage, it kind of flags a particular thing to seek assistance from a human, right, when needed. So the basis of all these autonomous agents at work is to have less human intervention and have them work as a flow without any interruptions. So that's kind of an example there of kind of a HR autonomous agent at work. So then we move on to the spectrum of agents, right? So the first one there, right, is a retrieval one, right? That's like our um could be just like the Copilot chat there, right? That our the Copilot on Bing, you can just go in and you can just use it to kind of get data, summarize stuff, ask questions, and that's the kind of simple one. So we're going to do a demo on that one towards the end, and that's Copilot chat agent we'll be using there, and we'll be asking it some questions about the agent that we've set up. And the next one then is a bit more complicated, right? That's a task-based one. So like what I was talking about there, it kind of automates workflows and it kind of replaces repetitive tasks like the HR one there now, setting up new people on the IT system where you can actually make it automated, where it sends emails to the IT department, sets up the person in Entra, um, and sends them out the email with all their details and their all their sort of stuff they need for the onboarding, like what courses do they need to do before they go on site and so forth. And then the next one then is the more agentic one is the autonomous one. Um, that operates and orchestrates other agents like uh, the one I showed you there earlier, AutoGen, where other agents can talk to other agents inside the kind of so if can't answer one, pick out the next one inside with other agent um is in line to answer that particular question. So that's kind of the spectrum of agents, and they kind of start from, as you can see there from on the left, from the simple agent up to the more advanced, which is the autonomous one. And okay, so this is kind of one example of where Wells Fargo is leveraging Copilot Studio to equip bankers with chat-like search agents to help them more quickly find stuff, procedural documents to assist customers to find stuff. So, like, as you go onto a website and you type in a particular search, you're going to get loads and loads of pages up uh, that you have to sift through. You can see there on the left-hand side, right? Instead of 10 minutes now, they can actually do a search in 30 seconds instead of 10 minutes. So you can imagine if they have 4,000, 4.1 thousand branches, right, in America, and they have 1,000 documents to navigate through. Like this retrieval kind of agent, right? It's really kind of cutting down on the amount of work a real person has to do. So it's not actually taking away their job or anything like that. It's just assisting them in being more productive. So 30 seconds rather than 10 minutes, it's a no-brainer, really. So here, this is kind of 4,100 branches. The graph kind of shows where um, they're up to 75% searches through the retrieval agent compared to where they were before. So it's a game changer really for the likes of companies like Wells Fargo, where they can use a retrieval agent rather than manually searching through all these documents. Okay, moving on. Okay, so we can see there on the left-hand side, every employee has a co-pilot, works as your personal assistant, grounded in work content like emails, meetings, documents, and it uses a user interface for the AI. And then the agents then, kind of complement that, like every business process will have an agent, AI-powered systems with actions, triggers, and knowledge. And it'll work on behalf of employees, teams, and functions connected to Copilot, or it can be autonomous, like the autonomous car or the HR agent. And then there's the agent again, is kind of this is more of the same kind of saying it's kind of triggering, right? So the agents you build, right, are tailored on your unique business process. Like I'm using the HR one as the business process where you can automate a lot of repetitive tasks. And so the agents built by Microsoft, right? There's ones you can just get off the site, the shelf, employee self-service, you have SharePoint agents, and you've got Dynamic 365 agents as well, and loads of third-party stuff, Adobe, ServiceNow, SAP, and there's lots more. When I say lots more, there's thousands, tens of thousands of them. So just moving along, these are kind of Copilot agents with Copilot Studio. So like finance one, I done that there with the Wells Fargo one. You can use them for marketing to help speed up all the stuff in your marketing. Legal, you can get it to for sifting through documents, or and then the HR one there, customer service, sales. That is self-explanatory. I was using the HR one for my kind of, and the finance one for my explaining some of the agents. So this is Copilot Studio. It's generally available. This is what it looks like. No code agent builders, right? It connect the Copilot to, you can have all different ways you can connect data to it. You can just use solely just use your company data. Um, you can just switch it off from the internet, have no outside interaction whatsoever, and it's not very complicated, as I will show you when we come to the demo. Um, okay, so the Microsoft Copilot Studio, that's what it looks like here. Um, as you see, there's not a lot of tabs. Doesn't look very complicated. Um, so you can build your own agents, like I'm going to do in the demo, right? You can create and publish a custom agent for your organization using the intuitive building experience enhanced with large language models and generative AI. So you can use your own LLMs, or you can use Microsoft or some other third party one, whatever you want. And customize the Copilot. Um, as I say, first party agents with your own enterprise scenario. Um, you can have all these connected platforms, um, all different AI technology stacks integrated with Azure AI Studio, Azure Cognitive Services, Azure Bot Framework, Power Platform, AI models, and many more. You'll see as I go along some of the stuff. Governance and controls, that's kind of like the guardrails we're talking about again, right? You can put in features to monitor the uses of fully visibility of customization, standalone agents as well. You can use, who's actually building them and customizing them. Like you can have different teams set up for different agents. So a lot of exciting stuff going ahead. Towards the end of this as well, I'm going to share some stuff with you that Microsoft has put loads of stuff together, like PowerPoint presentations, the Word documents, um, how to build agents, different scenarios, exciting stuff. So I'll probably share that in a link to that in the chat. It's just some amazing stuff, and you'll see towards the end of this session. How to get started, right? So there's all different kind of pinpoint the main business process, right? So is you don't be using resources, right? So find out the main business process that you want to address and real needs before you start going in spinning up stuff and using company resources and stuff, right? And demonstrate the value of the project through prototypes, early successes, um, iterate and learn, right? There's like the stuff I'm going to show you there is kind of stuff you get your company to look at first before you start doing any of these. Um, So when you build the agents, go back and look at them and make changes, based on different interactions, so don't just build them like a chatbot and just leave them and don't go back and make any changes. And so these are kind of scenarios here, business to employee, technical troubleshooting, coordinate inventory. I won't read the whole lot, but just there is an example. Business to customer, business to business. Um, so they're kind of some of the stuff. And here's the kind of one I normally might actually have to come back to um, at the Q&A session part of it, um, because it's the licensing and the different models and the costs and all this. Um, they're all different licensing, as you can see. Um, If people want to get these slides as well, because there's a lot to see here on this particular slide, and if somebody wanted to use the Copilot Studio, you can see there for the cost of you can either pay 165 per month for 25,000 messages, or you can just that's the kind of consumption model, you know. But you can have up to 4 SharePoint sites on that, and you can have up to 4 public websites. Um, so as you can see down the end, I'm just kind of focused on the Copilot Studio on this one here now. So it's not suited to core AI platforms, right? It's intended for small focus copilots. Like the example I used there, onboarding and copilot and expense copilot, etc. So we'll just move on, and if we have questions, we'll come back to this one again later. So getting started, as I said, the website, aka.microsoft, I'll share the slides. I'm not going to go down through all of these. They're just some of the stuff that they have out there. Um, you can try Copilot Studio as well. Their Microsoft gives a 3 months trial, so take that up, definitely. So now I'm just going to switch to the demo, and we're going to start off with this one here, right? This is my M365. So as you can see, right, is M365 Copilot, and this is the one that Microsoft gave me for my MVP. So some of the benefits that you get from MVP. So some of the agents that they built here already, an analyst one and researcher. And what we're going to do today is these are some of the ones I've already made here, some of my other agents. So we're going to go down here and we're actually going to create an agent. Okay, so what we're going to do is, you see it's got 2 tabs there, describe and configure. So what we're going to do down here is we're going to type, and we're going to make a simple one. We're going to say, I'm going to make a garden agent. Okay, so I just put in garden agent and I'm going to hit enter, and we'll see what the Copilot will come back to us with. Okay, you can see on the right-hand side, it started to build an agent already. So see plants, soil advice, watering tips. Okay, so it says down here, right? It's giving me a sentence that says, let's determine the name of your gardening agent. How about Garden Guru? Please confirm or suggest another name. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with this one, right? Garden Guru. And I'm going to put it into where the prompt is. Okay, go with Garden Guru. Okay, and I'm just going to hit enter, and Copilot then is taking my answer. And it says, great, let's refine the instructions for your Garden Guru, right? So it says, first, what tasks or goals should Garden Guru help users with, right? For example, providing with garden tips, plant care advice, or garden design, right? So we're going to take what it gave us, right? Um, so we're going to say provide gardening tips, plant care, um, advice. Okay, I'm just going to copy that out, paste it into the prompt, and give it back to the Copilot. So this helps the Copilot then build up the agent, okay? So it's actually giving you the prompts and everything, helping you along the way. So now it came back to me and it says, would you like to add any publicly accessible websites as knowledge sources for your gardening guru? This step is optional. Okay, so I'm just going to say, okay, use the web. Okay, so we hit enter, give it back to the Copilot. So it's just asking me, do you have any more modifications to make? I'm just going to say no. Simple as that. So we're just making a nice, simple demo. And okay, you now can try the Garden Guru in a separate chat dialogue, right? Feel free to continue exploring. Okay, so we're just going to go up now to the tab above here, Configure. We're just going to click on the Configure. And now it's giving us an option here, right? We can change this. Right, they have a template if you wanted to change, if you want to change the details, right? So we have our name, Garden Guru, and we have the description here, and we can change any of this if we want now, okay? So then it goes down here to the instructions, right? So it's giving us all these instructions, provide gardening tips and plant care advice, ensure responses are accurate and helpful. Okay, so you get the gist of it. So then down here, right, you can actually upload stuff to this. This is the knowledge where you can either put in a website in here, you can upload different documents or books, or you can get it from the cloud, whatever you like. So for this one, we're just not going to put any, um, we're not going to upload anything because we don't need to for this particular one. Um, so you can see down here, these are all the actual suggested prompts. You got the bin here, you can delete any of these. You can drag and drop them into different areas, or you can actually put in your own ones, okay? So we're just going to leave them as it is because this is only just a short demo. So I'm just up in the top right hand corner and I'm just going to hit on the create, and it's just going to create the agent. It's very quick, depending on the speed of your internet. So it should only take a couple of seconds. So if you have a website and you want to share this with, it gives you back here and you can copy this out, or we're just going to go to the agent, okay? So here we have, this is our Garden Gurus, totally finished. It's giving us some of the prompts up the top here, okay? So I'm just going to write down here, um, how do I look after roses? Okay, simple. Okay, so basic rose care tips, okay? It's telling us about sunlight, watering, feeding, pruning, mulching, pest control. This all looks pretty good. Um, so that's a basic um, agent using the chat, Copilot chat. Okay, so for the next demo, right, I'm just going to open up. This is Copilot Studio. You can see some of the agents below here I've already created, and you can see the tabs over on the left-hand side. It gives you some of them up here already that are pre-made, and down the end here as well, they've kind of got different ones that are pre-made for travel agents, financial insights, benefits, civil stuff. And it goes on, there's loads of them, and all the resources workshops, everything, all the documentation underneath there. So we're just coming back up here, right? Describe your agent you want to create, okay? So what we want to do is we want to make a HR agent, okay? And they already have these pre-built as well. So it says, hello, I'm here to help you build an agent so you can get more done. You can say something to provide the best practice for project management or help teammates on board projects. Okay, so it's given us here, right? Great. Now let's determine the name of your HR agent. So it's already suggesting, right? Um, HR support bot. Okay, so we'll just copy that one and we'll go down here and we'll paste it in here. HR support bot. It's probably after giving me this name now because I already made a HR agent and it's just given me a different name. So we'll just go with that. Okay, so it says now let's refine the instructions for your HR support bot. First, let's determine, for example, it could assist with onboarding, answer common HR questions. Okay, so we'll copy that out and we say yes, could assist with onboarding and common HR questions to make it nice and simple for this demo. And right, so I put in there, it could assist with onboarding, answer common HR questions. So we'll just leave it at that to make it nice and simple. And this particular one over at Copilot Studio, this is a task-based one from our spectrum of AI, right? So now it's come up with, let's determine if there's any knowledge sources you would like um, to add to the HR bot. This step is optional. Um, would you like any um, to add? And I'm just going to say yes, because I have some documents I want to upload. Okay, so I'm just going to tell it, yes, I want to add some documents, okay? Okay, so it's come back. Would you like to add any publicly um, accessible website as knowledge? And we're just going to say no, we don't want to. HR people don't want outside websites getting involved in their business. So, okay, do you want more modifications to make this agent? So I'm just going to go up and up in the top right hand side, skip to configure. And now it gives us here, look, the name of the bot. This agent is to assist you onboarding and answer common HR questions, okay, which we gave it earlier. So down here then, right, so the instructions assist with onboarding, answer common HR questions. Okay, that's all what we gave it earlier. And so here I want to add knowledge to it, okay? So if we go here and I want to upload some files, um, not sure why it's not giving me that feature. Okay, add knowledge sources, this source. Okay, basic agents. So what I'm going to do over here, I'm just going to create this agent, hit on the create button. And once you have these created, you can actually add stuff to them afterwards and you can remove stuff. So these are not just, okay, so I'm just going to try and add my, you can see I told it no web search earlier, so this is disabled. So I'm going to click on here and add knowledge, okay? So now it's allowing me to upload a file, okay? So I'm going to select browse, and I have these files that are kind of, they're just made up HR files. Um, Add it to the agent. So these are kind of typical kind of HR kind of files that, companies would have, like, and there's that one added. So we're going to go for the second one, HR policies and procedures, add to agent. So there's the second one. We just go for the third one and then we'll finish up with that. Performance and management guidelines and add to agent. So the only thing we have in here now is the files that we uploaded, and we disabled the internet. So now we're going to publish up here on the right hand side. We're going to publish. We could test our agent, but because of the time, we're just going to publish it. And I want to leave some time for questions and answers as well. So your agent is being published, and this is pretty quick as well. So you can see it's your agent is published. Okay, so up in the top here, then there's different like the overview. We're on the overview, and then you got the knowledge. The knowledge is the articles we put in, the different tools. Like you can create your own first tools. You can add stuff in there. Agents, you can add agents in there if you wanted to have a couple of agents. These are other stuff that you can customize as well, saying different greetings, start over, thank you, activity. And there's no activity, we just have to building this agent, and there's no analytics in here because we didn't do anything yet. And that's it, straightforward. So over here, right? So there is our agent, so we can test the agent. Okay, so it says published. Just give it 2 seconds, and then we'll ask it some question and see what it comes back with. Okay, so published. So we're just going to test it here. We hit the test, then it gives us up the prompt box. Um, so we'll just ask it, what is the code of conduct? Okay, simple. What is the code of conduct for the company? Okay, and we'll just hit the enter. And hopefully you should look through those documents that I uploaded earlier. And here we go. It's reviewing the three documents, and it's coming back with Contoso's code of conduct, right? It's giving us saying respect, treat all colleagues, clients, and respect, integrity, maintain honesty, transparency. Yeah, this is all kind of good stuff. And if we go down here, it's telling us the resources. So they got it from the documents I uploaded earlier. So that's the demo. So any questions and answers on that?
Thank you for the wonderful session with hands-on, and I truly enjoyed this one. Even earlier, I was also using this Copilot Studio and build some agent for some clients. I think over the year it has become more powerful. So, but let me give you some questions coming from audience. So here is one question like if Copilot Studio can only create an agent, then either rely on the web search or knowledge source without possibility to enable both sources. If not, how to enable?
You can actually you can have both of them. You can have each of them complement each other. You can turn on you could go to, we say here, like see on the chat in the guru, we can we can change we can actually change um whether you want the internet or you want both. Um, sorry there now. This one maybe is probably the best one. So the knowledge here, um, tools, activity agents, topic, overview. So if I go down here where it says disabled, I can so it'll use these documents here, right, which are the company documents, and I can also enable this here, and it'll use the internet as well. And that could be just the company's intranet, internal internet, rather than the internet outside. Hope that explains that.
Yeah, perfectly. I think that pretty clear. Like we have both options. We can even allow web search or knowledge base. Even we can connect with different other sources as well.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm just
So
going to put in the chat there as well the that website I actually have opened here, which is full of Microsoft Copilot Studio stuff, where
mm,
people can download loads of stuff, webinars, agent kits. If you're a business user, creator, IT leadership. So I just have to put in that into the chat if people want to go here. Some great stuff. Download a full ebook, and you can even go here, view full agent hub, which is here. And if you're either Azure AI Foundry, Copilot Studio, or you just want to use M365 Copilot, it's giving you loads of stuff here, loads of
yeah,
stuff to download. Yeah,
that's great. I mean, it's full of resources and rich content are there. I think that's a very good content. I mean, if we want to build either using Copilot Studio or AI Foundry, we have enough content here, and based on the roles also, like which roles we belong to. Yeah, thank you for
exactly.
sharing this.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
find this, I go to these websites fairly often to get a lot of material. Um, like the deck I was using there earlier, um, some of the slides I got from this, so which is very good.
yeah, this is very good. I mean, I'm also going to check this. So I think even Copilot Studio has huge capability to even build autonomous agent. Even it can do a lot of stuff. Like I remember when we deployed this, we use it for like some automation as well. Like the agent was in website, somebody want, they can get the information about the company, and they can even get some procedures document, and if they have any concern they can just raise a ticket from there itself and get the status of their ticket based on the ID from agent itself. It was able to communicate with the end users as well as give the questions to their support team so that they can go and work on it and provide the solution.
Very good.
Yeah. So I think Copilot Studio is very powerful agent, and of course, it has it own built-in lots of component. And best thing about this is like we don't need to know any coding. I mean, this is just kind of no code drag and drop build our agent. Likewise, great. It's a very good tool for building AI agent or like co-pilots or even like chatbot, so on.
Very good. Yeah, it's very exciting times ahead with all
Yes,
these
yes.
stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for giving the detailed insights with hands-on. I'm sure like many attendees will go and they should definitely try this tool.
Yes, yes. So thank you very much for having me today. It was a great session. Thanks for everyone for setting it all up. A lot of work went into it.
Yeah,
Getting all these people from all over the world to attend your um, session of AI agents. Um,
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your wonderful session. I believe like many attendees will be loving this session. So actually, now I want to talk more, but we have a time limit, and also we are already behind the schedule. So